What up? What up? What up? What's happening? Say, the reason why your muscles won't grow, you have to start squeezing. So in other words, you got to establish the mind-muscle connection in order to create a better pump, bro. It took me a while to really understand that people was doing that. I didn't get that part until recently. But once I made that minor adjustment, man, I've seen my gains take off as far as muscle development. Before, I came to that knowledge, I was just in there I'm just pumping. Now realizing like, all right, if I actually focus on trying to squeeze my muscle, then I'm gonna get better pumps by doing it like that. I didn't know that for the longest time, bro. And that's something simple. Maybe some people watching this like, man, well, I ain't know it, and I ain't ashamed to tell you. So, and I believe there's probably other people out there who don't really get that. When you lifting like a bodybuilder and you actually trying to build your body, that's a lot different from you lifting as an athlete and you in there just getting your body well conditioned to be able to play whatever sport you're trying to do. That's totally different. You know what I mean? Because it don't matter how it looks at that point. It's functional movement, Whereas some people argue, oh, functional movement, is the best. And hey, I'm not here to argue that. I'm not here to argue, period. I'm just trying to let people know that if you start squeezing, contracting, anybody that's trying to build muscle, if you start doing this, I promise you, you'll see a drastic difference in your physique over the course of, over time. Put it like this. I thought about this earlier today when I was at the gym, and I was like, this is a great way to explain what I mean when I say it. It might go past some people and they just like, man, what do you mean? I'm contracting, the muscle contracts on them, man. Listen, when you manually do it, bro, when you forcing yourself to do it, it's similar to when you catch a Charlie horse or a cramp. You know what I mean? Have you ever caught a cramp before and you know the feeling like after that cramp goes away, like how sore your muscle is? You're like, hey, man, I just had a cramp, man. That cramp, and that cramp be on you. The soreness lingers and it lasts. You're just like, man, you can tell you had a cramp. You know what I mean? It's almost like you worked out or something. Well, by you establishing that mind-muscle connection, by actually manually contracting the bicep on top of the force that's needed to contract the bicep, I think it's like giving you double the workload. It's like I'm lifting 10 pounds, but I can make it like 30 just because I'm also contracting the muscle manually on top of the force that's needed for me to lift the weight. And to me, guys, that's a gym. That's a gym, man. I'm telling you. Like, once I started doing that, I started watching my pumps and just the way I look drastically change. Now I can go in there. I ain't got to use no ton of weight. It's good to incorporate both strength and endurance training, I believe. But I've been able to see changes in my physique, guys, and I ain't been throwing around a whole bunch of weight in there. So with that said, without me having to throw around a lot of weight, I'm safer. I'm less likely to be injured. You know what I mean? I be seeing a lot of these guys, they doing this, hey, and they can obviously handle it, and I wish those guys all the success and all that. But for me, I want to be in it for the long game. I want to be lifting at 60, 70. I want to do this as a lifestyle. This is something I want to always be able to do. So I choose to do lighter weight. I choose to make sure I squeeze on each and every single rep. And I choose to see great gains, bro. And if you guys can start doing that, ladies included, when you're doing your squats, at the top of that squat, you should be squeezing your butt cheeks together, like really tight, like every single time. And that's added force, added resistance by doing that. And by doing that, I think you're going to decrease the amount of time it's going to take for you to build that muscle because you're able to give more resistance. I came from the athletic game where, like, again, it was more powerlifting. I would get a pump and I'm tired, you know what I mean? But trust me, it ain't the same to where I'm actually finna make my bicep contract while I'm lifting the weight. On top of what it's gonna take, that makes it harder, bro. It makes it harder, and again, it's a mind muscle connection. So now you're actually focusing on that, which I think allows more blood to be pumped in the muscle because you're working it harder. You're adding more resistance without adding more weight. So you're lifting safer. That's a gem for y'all, man. I'm out, man. Thank you guys for joining me. Leave me a comment down below.